Pappy is back with a new project for the Firebird. We're going to work on the cooling system. I ordered some parts and ordered a couple of 12-inch fans. Those things run, and they make a lot of noise though when they run. So what I've noticed is there's a way to quiet these things down. And I was going to show you over here on my workbench. Okay, right now you can see that I currently have them wired up in a parallel system. That's 12 volt each fan. You can slow these down by switching it to a series system. And I learned all this back in the 5th grade. I had a really good science teacher, Miss Hewitt. I figured I'd throw that in there, but there is a way to quiet these down. Let me show you. Now, as you see, they run a lot quieter. They're running at about half speed. And usually that's all you need to keep the engine cool, even in traffic, you know, except maybe with the air conditioning on, and you may have an extra fan or two on your condenser for that if you're running all electric. That's what I would recommend anyway. But they don't pull as much air like this, but as you can see, they do run much quieter, and I think they will last longer like that. There's no need to run those things wide open. And you can change the speeds on these automatically. And I use coolant temp sensors. You know, I've got this one, it'll close at like 180, and this one's at 195. And you can use a series of relays to do that. You know, you just power it up, and as the engine reaches 180, it'll turn on the fans at this speed. And then if it gets a bit hotter, up to 195 per se, you could have it to where it doubles the speed, you know, by changing the wiring, the configuration, switching from, you know, you're going right now, currently, you're in a series circuit. Trouble is, if one of these goes open, there is a downfall to this, is it's kind of like the old school Christmas lights back when you were a little kid. If one bulb went out on the strand, the whole strand went out. It made it hard to find and figure that out. Well, in this case, you'll have a fail-safe if you configure it, and if it goes to 195, whichever fan's still working, it will be wired separately, and it will come on at 12 volts at its double speed to prevent you from overheating, which is a good trait for this system, and I think it'll work really well for what I'm wanting to do. But I was going to show you with a couple of relays, we can make this automatic. Okay, I've wired in these relays. Please don't judge at the wire nuts. This is only temporary to show you how this works. So it won't be installed this way. It will be soldered and, you know, heat shrink properly. I'll have fuses in there too, so there's no fuses here. I mean, the worst thing that happened is I'd melt a wire, you know, and I can disconnect everything. So with all that said, I'm going to show you how this works. We're wired up 12 volts, and this simulates the ignition switch being turned on, looking at here. And then the fans, they're powered up, and then when these cooling temp sensors, the first one is 180 degrees. When you achieve that, it will go to ground, and we have the low speed. As it heats up, or need be, and it gets up to 195, they engage and the fans go to high speed. Now, I'll let these quiet down so you can hear me. I do have a wiring diagram for this. I hope I can get it on video. I want to try to bring it up here. Hopefully you can see that. You might be able to just stop and capture this.